All right, friends, welcome to Rugged Outdoors Guide. All right, today you're gonna hear a lot of birds tweeting and a lot of activity going on. It's springtime here in Canada, and it is the time for all good canoeists and kayakers to start planning their summertime trips. All right, so that's what we're gonna do today, in the sense that we're going to find places for you to go. Now, if you are from Ontario, you're really lucky, because what we're talking about today is something that will give you free areas to camp. Right? That's becoming more and more rare, but it's still available to residents of Ontario. If you're coming into Ontario or you are from Ontario, you're going to probably use one of two methods of finding a place to go canoeing, wilderness tripping. One of them is to just go to an established area that has campsites and like a provincial park, you know, like Algonquin or Killarney or something, and you just pay them a fee for your campsite per night, and you're good to go. It's nice and easy, and it's nice, but it costs a lot of money. It can cost well over $100 for campsite permits just for like a 5-day stay with a couple of people. So the other option you have is to use Crown land, Ontario Crown land, and that comprises like 90-something% of Northern Ontario's wilderness. And it's free. It's all free. The only catch is that you might have to do a little bit of research and work to find out ways to get there, and then to make sure that there is a canoe route where you're going. You could just access a lake, which is probably just as well, but anyway, if you want to do a canoe route, you might have to do a bit of research. Here's what I'm going to help you with today, though, and this is really important. I'm not the first to do a video on this, but I'm talking about Ontario Crown land and how to find it and how to use it properly. In this video, I will tell you things or show you things that I've not been shown by anyone else who talks about this issue. And I'll get into that a bit later, but what we're going to do is we're going to use a website from the Ontario government called the Crown Land Use Policy Atlas. And it's a little bit confusing, and it's a very slow loading website, but I'll help you through that. And what it does is it shows you which type of land is usable for what type of activities. And as I say, it can get confusing, because Crown land is not just Crown land, period. No, there's about 15 types of Crown land, and they all have different uses, and they have different rules and different restrictions and regulations. So you got to kind of know what that's all about. And the other thing I'll say is that while the atlas that we're going to be looking at will show you roads, like access roads, for example, it doesn't really feature them. It doesn't explain them or anything like that. It's not like a tourist map or anything like that. So you have to do your research and find out if the areas that you want to go have an access route by vehicle, so that you can find a put-in. Right? So in order to do that, this video is not about that. But to do that, I'll just throw you a bone here. There's different books by there's authors like Kevin Callan and Hap Wilson. And they offer guidebooks, like Back Roads Ontario is another series of books. Here I just got a couple of books called The Best Canoe Routes of Canada, and I also have one that's specific to the area of Temagami, and it's got a bunch of routes in here and also access points. And then you can figure out if you can camp in certain areas without a permit, because I know in Temagami, half the area requires a permit and the rest doesn't. So you just gotta be aware of this, all right? So the only other thing I'll tell you before we go and check out this website is that if you appreciate information like this, please do give me a like and a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It kind of helps me out, although I'll have you know, I make $0 per month, and I have been for years on YouTube. I don't make any money doing this. Every time you see me, I make no money whatsoever, period. I don't make money through advertising or referring people like a affiliate marketing. I make no money. I enjoy doing this for you guys legitimately, and hopefully I think I have about 500 subscribers. If you give me a subscribe, at some point I'll make it up to about 1,000, and when you make it to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, you have the opportunity to potentially start making money, and I think it's like $12 a month maybe. So that'll put about 1/10 of a tank of gasoline in my vehicle, so I can go up north camping. Anyway, thanks for checking me out. Let's go check out this website. All right, so this can be very long and convoluted, this description of how to actually find Crown land in Ontario, but I'm going to make it as quick as I possibly can and as easy to understand as possible. So what we'll do is just start here with Google, and we'll type in Crown land. Oh, look at that. You can tell I've done this before, right? Crown Land Use Policy Atlas. Click that, and you'll see that that's the first one that comes up from the Ontario government. Click that. Takes you to this website, and you want to click this blue bar, use the Crown Land Use Policy Atlas. This can take a while to load. It might load a little bit quicker because I've been here, but it does take a while on some computers. That's been the big complaint. It's not a really intuitive, easy to use, quick site. So of course you want to click accept here, and it's just a disclaimer. And now you've got it. Okay, so it doesn't look like much. It's very technical. And you can move around. You click the map and you can move around. To zoom in and out, you have to use up here on the left these controls, zoom in and zoom out. Just so you guys see here, I'll just zoom out just to show you here. This is most of the province of Ontario, and you can see Quebec over here and Manitoba here, and then much of the north and sort of east United States here. And so I'm going to zoom into a particular area. I'm just going to use Ontario as an example. There's different options for different states and provinces and so on, but I'm just going to this is a tutorial just about Ontario. I'm going to zoom in to a place just below the city of North Bay up here and Lake Nipissing. Just to use it as an example, I know what I'm talking about here on this at this location, so I can help you guys. You can take the information I give you and just obviously use it for your own circumstances. So if you haven't noticed, this screen just got a bunch of colors on it, and that's what we want. So what we're going to do is focus just for a second on the menu over here that you guys will want to know. And you'll see down here it says layers in the bottom left, layers. These are just leave this as it is. I shouldn't have even told you about it. It's just allowing these different colors to show up, and that's what you want. So we don't want that. We're going to get rid of layers. So basically what you do want is a legend, and to get the legend, you actually up here you got to hit a tab that says map layers, and then you'll see the layers here, which I explained to you 2 seconds ago, but you don't want that. You just want legend. And in the legend you see a whole bunch of colors under the primary land use area. Now I thought when I was researching this that I would go to anywhere in Ontario and it would say Crown Land, and I would see just maybe one color that says Crown Land, or maybe it'll just say Crown Land and I can use it. But it's not that simple. There's all of these colors here, and these are all land designations that have different rules applied to them by the Ontario government. Leave it to big government to confuse things as much as possible. So there's a lot of them here. You see conservation reserve, enhanced management area, forest reserve, general use area, protected area, provincial park, provincial wildlife area, recommended conservation reserve, recommended provincial park and wilderness area. And that's not even all. There's it says here Indian reserve. Hey, I'm just reading it. Don't get upset at me for saying Indian. So the national park, private land, it doesn't even talk about private land, and there's a lot of that in Ontario as well. So you don't even really have to worry about these. I want to simplify it for you and just say this. You'll want to look for something that says an enhanced management area. So up here you can see it's kind of like a pinkish skin colored thing, and it doesn't even really look like that on the map, which is really confusing, but I'll show you a way around that. Enhanced management area, and there's one that says general use area. All right, so these are the two things that you really want to focus on. Anything else, like provincial parks and wildlife areas and all that, they either cost money, it's not really Crown land, or they have a lot of rules, like conservation reserves. You can't even go fishing. So what's the point? Stay away from them. Recommended provincial park, that still does work. That's still okay. So basically enhanced management area, general use area, and recommended provincial park is fine. You can camp on other areas, but there's more restrictions. I'm not even going to get into it. You can research that more on your own. So here we are. These colors, oh boy, look at that. I just moved it a little bit and the colors disappeared because it's just slow loading. Okay, I'm going to zoom in to where, oh look, thank you. They came back. Okay. Now there's an area right up here. It says Dollars Lake. All right. Now, as I mentioned, I'm familiar with this specific location, and so I can explain to you what's going on, and hopefully it will help you. And this is really all the information I need to find places for me, and so I hope that that will work for you. Now, I'm still waiting for these colors, but what you'll want to do now is go to up here on the top left again. It'll say there's another tab that says Find Information. Click Find Information. It's a whole new set of menu items. Ignore them all and go to the far left. It says Get Land Use Information. So click that. And all you need on this page now, there's a garbage can and you see this circle. Click the circle. And now you're looking at this map. The map looks a little washed out because it has color overlays on it. That's okay. What I would suggest you do is kind of zoom into a general area that you might consider wanting to go camping in. Again, this is just for Ontario. But once you find it, now you can see this. I click this little circle over here. Now I can go over here and click anywhere, like right there, just as an example. And what it's doing is it's finding out what this land is used for and what the designation is. And it appeared over here. If you follow over to the left again, all you care about, don't worry about any of these things here, except for this area right here. It says Designation. And under Designation, it says Enhanced Management Area. That's okay. You want Enhanced Management Area, that works. Remember I said General Use Area, Enhanced Management Area, or maybe a proposed provincial park, suggested provincial park. But you won't find many of those in the province. There are a few, but don't worry about it. So you can actually click this circle and go anywhere. I'm going to go right here, right on the edge of this lake. It's called Dollars Lake. Oh, look, Enhanced Management Area. That means you can, if you wanted to, technically, you can pitch a tent anywhere on the Enhanced Management Area. And this, by the way, is a beautiful lake. So I'm going to go over here onto this shoreline and click right here. Uh-oh. If you look carefully here, hopefully you can see it. It's a bit of a shaded area. It's kind of a bit darker, and it's supposed to be gray, actually. But anyway, it's kind of bluish. But anyway, it's different than the rest. And if you look over here on the left, it says, oh no, private land. All right, obviously you can't camp on private land. I happen to know that the north shore of this lake is filled with cottages, and that's what this is. So I'm going to zoom in a tiny bit more. You can see it a little bit better here, right? These are all cottages along here where I put my circle. This is another, I got to choose the circle again. And over here, you'll see it's also private land way over on the left. You can see it's private land. So anywhere that you do not see this different shade of green, you can camp. So I'm going to click over here, Enhanced Management Area. All right, and then just over here, also takes a while, Enhanced Management Area. Now, I happen to know that see right here, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't be giving away all my secrets here. This little island right there. I'm going to click on it. Boom. Look what it says. Enhanced Management Area. Awesome. Okay, that little island right there, I happen to know is a beautiful little island. It's fairly low. It's not that rocky, but you'll be fine. It's got places for a couple of tents, and you can have a party of probably 3 or 4 tents if you have to, and all the canoes. Beautiful views of the lake. It's a quiet lake, excellent fishing, and it's free. Now, this map doesn't show you how to get to various places. It just shows you what is available to you to camp for free, but that's about it. So you're going to have to combine this map with other efforts that would include Google Earth or Google Maps to find access roads. All right, so that's a whole other thing. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I'm just trying to teach you how to find the actual locations. If you look carefully, right here, there's a fairly decent-sized road. Okay, this one up here is not very decent-sized. It's barely in existence. So with this size road, I happen to know this road pretty well. And it's called Smith Bay Road. And when you follow it, I'll lead back and I'll show you where it goes to. But well, actually, you know what? We'll do that right now. So I'm going to zoom out. I may lose some of my colors, and that's okay. So I think I zoomed out too much. Okay, so this is the area. See, you still got the islands circled there. And this road goes all the way down to this road, which goes all the way out to this road. Okay, so right here, this is Highway 69 North in Ontario, central Ontario, near the southern border of the north of Ontario. And right here, if you look carefully, it's not very big, but it says 522. So you would turn here, and this is where you just kind of explore the back roads of Ontario and see what is the closest access point. So you kind of go along here, and if you follow it, way over here on the right, there's a place called Fleming's Landing. It's a great place to launch and start a canoe trip down here. And there's a whole other area, a non-operating park down here. It's excellent. Love it. But I'm just gonna show you this particular area that we started talking about. Right here is another junction here, and this is called Smith Bay Road. It goes way up here, way up here. Now, I'm gonna zoom in again. You just got to be careful. If you look right here, Smith Bay Road splits into two. And if you take the left split, that's just an access road for all the cottages. All right. You don't want that. That doesn't do anything for you because it's all private land. So you stick to the right and it ends right at the water. Now, even using a map like this or another map, you don't know exactly what's going on here. So unfortunately, yes, there's a lot of research you have to do. But I happen to know that this is a dock and it's a public boat launch. There's not many people here because it's really off the beaten path, but it is quite a nice parking lot, a large parking lot, and you can launch a motorboat, fishing boat, or whatever, and it's got a nice dock right here. And so everything's very convenient and clean in your launch. And I'm very familiar with this bay right here. It's good fishing. I have friends that have a cottage along this side of the shore, and so I'm really familiar with this area. And you just hop in your canoe and away you go. All right, and that's how I know this island. And there's other islands and great fishing in here and along these bays along the south shore of this part of Dollars Lake. So again, it's research, and that's all I can tell you. But I'm just trying to show you how to use this map right now. You can even follow the roads that are available here. All right. So anyway, that's kind of the gist of it. And I probably have already taken too long already. But what I can tell you is that what I have just told you is something that I have never been shown on either a video or on someone's blog. When I've been told to use the Crown Land Use Policy Atlas that we're looking at right here, all people tell me ever to do is to go there and you can find out where the Crown land is. I'm like, well, yeah, but there's like 50 different colors here, and like, what do all these things mean? Is it all Crown land? And can I camp on all of it? Well, the answer is no to both questions. So it can get a little confusing, and that's why I tried to simplify it as much as I can for you. Just stick with enhanced management area, general use area, and even if the colors don't show up, you can still click this little blue circle up here. Let's try another area. Let's try French River. Okay, it says It's a provincial park. The designation over here, provincial park. Well, you can't just go there. You've got to get, you'll have to pay for camping there. So let's hit another area. Let's look at this lake here. And as I suspected, this is going to be an enhanced management area, which much of this part of Ontario is. But if we were to go way up north here, I'm going to go past Sudbury. Yeah, a lot of information, so it's slow to load. I'm just going to click on an area up here that I have no idea where it is, beside Bigwood Lake. And it says general use area, this designation. So as you get farther north, it's not enhanced management, it's general use, and that is absolutely Crown land. You can pretty much camp on there as long as you want for 21 days or something like that. Now keep in mind, the last thing is that if you are a non-resident of Ontario, unfortunately, you do have to get a permit. You don't get to camp for free. Not really sure how anyone's going to find you. It's pretty remote, but I'm just telling you, technically, you've got to get a permit, and it's not super cheap. I think it's like $10 a night or something like that. So anyways, I'm just the messenger. And but for those of you who reside in Ontario, it's free, and those are the ways to find the designations and which ones you can camp on. I hope it's been helpful. I'll stop talking right now. All right, friends, thanks for sticking with me through this tutorial on the Ontario Crown Land Use Policy Atlas. I hope it's been helpful for you. It has been for me learning this, the website, and I've discovered a couple of places that I suspect that I could use, and now I know that I can use for a canoe trip. Anyway, I do appreciate you checking out our channel, and please do give me a like and a subscribe if you would like to, hear what I have to say probably once a week or so, something that will help you on your canoe tripping, especially if you are more on the beginner side of things. All right? Hope to see you sometime, maybe on the trail or on the water at some point. And until I do, guys, get out there and enjoy God's creation, and always keep on looking up.